Hey guys, it's IlonkaSims here and I'm back with part 2 of the student house speed build. If you didn't check out the first part, I will leave a link in the description and an annotation on screen, so go check that out. We do the outside of the build, which I think looks really good, and then we do the common area, so you can kind of see it while I'm building the rest, but not so well. If you don't want to check it out, then don't, of course, but it'd be great if you could. And you know, just if you don't, there will be screenshots in the end, so it's fine, but yeah, go check it out if you haven't. Anyways, in this part we will be building all the different bedrooms and then the bathrooms upstairs, which will look pretty much like the one we have downstairs, which I did at the end of last video. However, there's something messed up in my recording, so you cannot see me build all of the different rooms. You will see them in the screenshots, and I think you will see a couple of them kind of a little bit when I build, but not a lot. This is actually the second time recording this because I noticed when I was editing that part of it didn't record properly, and then I thought the rest had, but then apparently it hadn't. So I'm going to have to figure out what caused that before I do my next build. But here we are with the first room. It's kind of a girly room. I used the soft pinks and mint greens again, which if you don't watch my videos normally, I've been using a lot, but I really like this kind of color combination for just a really girly room. So I try to give all the different rooms their own kind of character without actually having the Sims to go from, so it's a little bit awkward in places, but yeah, this is just a very girly room. It's also kind of a mixed student house. It's not just girls or just guys. There's both in this house, definitely. And here you go, putting in this painting. The colors looked so perfect for this room. I had to use it. I wanted to put something more around it because it was a little bare with just this one, but I didn't really know what to put in, so I just kept it as what it was. And here we go, putting in a stereo in the main kind of area. I forgot to put one in earlier, and I figured it would be good to have one just because it is a student house and you have to have some kind of stereo in case, you know, people want to have a party or something. And as you can see, we put a slablet, yeah, like the Sims tablet, in the girls' room just because I wanted her to have a space to do her homework while also having some kind of electronic device to be, I don't know, the popular girl she is probably, and be in contact with people, yeah, via the internet. Yeah, but this is the second room. It's a gamer's room. I think it's more of a guy's room than a girl's room, but it could be either really. And we go with this red and grayish blue kind of color scheme, and they have a big fancy gaming looking computer with the red in it, which I think looks really good. And here I go, putting some more of these decorations from Get Together in both of these rooms. I think I ended up not really using them in the upstairs rooms too much, but I think it adds a bit of character into the rooms. The kind of the club decorations, which I don't know, it's a little weird to use them in this room, but in these kind of rooms, but at the same time, I'm okay with them, you know. They just add something, and I suppose depending on where you're from, you will probably have different groups at your university or college as well, so that's okay. Yeah, we keep it fairly simple. Also, I do this thing with lighting. I know that not everybody will like it, but I want lighting to be realistic. Like, you have a lot of people that build something and then you put in a lot of lights, and at night time it's just as bright as it would be during the daytime. I personally don't like it. I like using kind of making it just a little bit darker, using different lights and just getting a bit more atmosphere into the rooms. But here we go, putting in the upstairs bathrooms. As I said, they will look the same as they do downstairs pretty much. We go with the same wallpapers and flooring and the same objects. We just put bathtubs in the upstairs rooms as well because they're a little bit bigger, the bathrooms, and then that's pretty much the only difference between them. I mean, where the things are placed are different as well, obviously, but we keep it fairly similar, which, you know, if this house is built at one time and the bathrooms are put in, then to me that makes kind of sense. Like, I know that some people will be like, oh, it's not very realistic to have the same bathrooms everywhere, but I think it is. So yeah, if you don't like it, you can always change it. That's the beauty of The Sims, really. If you don't like something, you can easily change it, typically. But here we go, just putting in some decorations and some detailing into the bathrooms, just to, even though they're like pretty much the same, just to make them a little bit different and just to make them look lived in as well. Like putting some toothbrushes and, I don't know, shampoo bottles in there makes it look a little bit more realistic. And here we go, putting some flowers and shrubbery into these green patches. Also the back of the house has the same kind of green patch, and we also put flowers in there. If you didn't watch the last part, I told everybody that I just went from Google Images and then got an idea, and they had this kind of green patch in there as well, which I really like it. Not sure if it's very realistic to have it there, but I do really like it, and it just adds a bit of character to the build. So here we have the back, so we put pretty much the same in here. That's the one thing about, I guess, like landscaping. If you do much landscaping, try to keep it consistent throughout like the build. I think just gives it some more character to the build and just a bit of realism. You wouldn't typically see like one type of flowers on one side of the house and then a completely different type on the other side of the house, I think. So, and here we have these little kind of extra levels that we have just for the architecture of the build, and I wanted to use them, but you couldn't get stairs up to them. So instead I just put these big lights in there, which I think are really nice. And then here we go, changing some of the wallpapers. That was one thing I planned to do from the beginning, and then I kind of forgot the second room already. But we go with this red wall and then kind of this grayish blue strip of paint on another wall. We put some wood into this one room, which will be kind of a, I don't know, a room for somebody that's all about like sustainability and all that kind of stuff. And kind of a gothic room, and this room which will soon be built later on, and then this room which will be kind of a musical person's room. Unfortunately, most of those you will not see me build because, as I said before, the recording just really messed up, but I will start on this gothic room and then you will see the rest of it, I guess, later on. I wanted to go with this really fancy bed, but it didn't work too well because it's like 12,000 simoleons and it's a student house. I mean, you cannot use the most expensive stuff in a student house, I think. So we just went with this cheaper bed and then added some character to it with other items. So we used like these candles and then put a mirror above the bed, and just using different kind of, I guess, decorations and items to make it look a bit more realistic. So here's a cut where pretty much all of the recording messed up. I guess I can tell you kind of what I did. So we have the gothic room, which ends up which ends up having an easel just for a thing to do. Then we have the nature kind of person room, which has a guitar, and then we have another room which is like a real, I don't know, a real musician's kind of room, which has like two guitars and I think a violin even, but I think that one has kind of a blue and orange color scheme, which is really nice. And then we have this room, which I think is more of a, like a person, probably a girl that's kind of like popular and social and all that, but she also really loves to read and study and all that. So she has a lot of books and bookshelves in her room. It took me forever, by the way, to find those bookshelves that I have next to the bed. I think you have to use the show hidden objects cheat to find it, And then I thought it wasn't a hidden object and like a debug item, but apparently it was just in shelves. But I don't know. That took me forever to find. But that's pretty much where we go with it. It seems like the recording is still a little weird at sometimes, but I hope it's not too bad. If the recording is really awful, I'm sorry. I really don't know what happened with this build. I've been having some issues trying to build and record at the same time recently, which sucks, but yeah, it's a thing that's been happening and I don't know why. But we go with this kind of yellow and bright blue color scheme for this room, which I actually really like. It's not something I would usually use, but I was thinking about using the yellow and then I wasn't sure how to use it. But I went from this bed basically, which had some yellow in it, and then the blues and greens as well, so I just went with those colors for the rest of the room basically. I'm trying to find some decorations to put on all these shelves, which I love you putting like all these different shelves on top of the like around the bed kind of. It just makes a really nice kind of detailed place, but I still feel often like there's not enough stuff in the room to, you know, to decorate it. So that's a thingy that's been bothering me. And then we put a big desk in this room because again, she's a very studious person and I figured it would work. I'm using a big desk and then these bookshelf slash end table thingies from the Cool Kitchen stuff bag, which fits so nicely underneath tables and desks really that you can use them really nicely just to add some detailing in there. Changing the color of the light that I put in earlier, and then she does have a computer, but there's plenty of space that she would supposedly in real life be able to still use the desk to do her homework. We put a little seating thing underneath the desk, which again in real life would be really nice, not necessarily useful in this build though, but yeah, that's the thing. We put lots of books also in her room on the desk because again she's a studious person, and because I had the show hidden objects cheat on already, I went with some of these different paintings that you can find when you use the cheat that I also put in this hallway. I think I only put it in the hallway and then this room. And then we put in this little kind of glass tree sculpture, which I really like. And put a light in there. Again, trying to go with some slightly more realistic lighting. It's a little dark in this room at times, I think, but at the same time I like it. Almost forgot to put in a dresser as well, which is a little bit awkward, but I remembered in the end. And I just put this little plant thingy on there, which doesn't quite fit, but it has to. Then I put some, I put lights above all the doors. I don't know why, I just wanted to. And then I think we go to this outside area where I wanted to extend kind of the common area for kind of a party feel. So we have this I can talk. We have this nope, I cannot talk. No, we have a DJ table and then the, I don't know, dance floor made out of cardboard, I think. And then we have this little bar as well. All of these come from Get Together, of course. So then using these seats from the movie stuff pack, which I think adds some really cool detailing and make it look really cute. And then using these lights, making them not too bright, using them kind of as fairy lights. There's no fairy lights in the game yet, unfortunately. Hopefully we'll get some soon, but I think they look really nice. And then I think we just do some more landscaping around the build. Not too much, because hell, why would I? There's not too much space anyways, and there's a park right next to their house. So in case you don't know this build, that's my Japanese garden speed build. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. It's really cute. you know, just plugging my stuff. Why not? The build next to this you won't be able to find on YouTube because I built it before I started YouTube. But yeah, we just put some detailing around here. Just some plants and then probably some walks. Yeah, here we go. And then some terrain paint, because whenever you do any kind of gardening, don't forget your terrain paint. Yep, there we go. And I think that's pretty much all we do. We just go around and put some lighting on the build just for some detailing at nighttime as well. But not too much because it was kind of a pain. Put some light underneath these kind of parts where the roof really overhangs, and then that's it. So here you go into the screenshots. We have a few shots on the outside, and then I think 2 shots from the common area, and then we go into all the bedrooms. So that's good because you haven't seen me build all of those, unfortunately. The bathroom, only this one from the bathroom because they all look the same. So yeah, as always, if you want to see me build something in particular, let me know down in the comments or on Twitter if you prefer, and check the description if you want to download this. But yeah, that's it. I will talk to you next time. Bye guys.